Hello, my dear students. In this chapter, I welcome you today in the last session of this chapter, chapter number 4, about animal kingdom. And lastly, we have described about all the vertebrate groups and the details. Now, today we are going to start with tetrapoda group, that means having 4 limbs. Tetra means 4 and poda are related to limbs. So here the group, they will be having 4 limbs, anterior one known as forelimb and posterior one known as hind limb. So in this way, first we are going to start with class Amphibia. Here the meaning of Amphibia: amphi means dual and bios is life. That means dual life means they can live in aquatic as well as terrestrial habitats, means in water medium and in on the land. So that means they require both to complete their life cycle. So this is an important characteristic feature for identifying them. If we see their body, most of them have 2 pairs of limbs, and body is divisible into head and trunk. Only 2 parts we can define. This is also another feature, head and trunk only. Tail may be present in some, but mostly we all remember that amphibian, only one example come in our mind, that is frog. So frog, it is having no tail, but some of the animals like salamander, it is having presence of tail. The amphibian is skin is moist, that means without scales. Their eyes have eyelids. Even the another feature, that is tympanum, which is present in the ear. Alimentary canal, even urinary and reproductive tracts, they open into common chamber, and that chamber is known as cloaca. This is also one of the important feature in class Amphibia. Even the respiration, it occurs by gills, because in water medium it requires gills, then lungs, and also through skin. This is also another feature. So important features you have to remember, students, and you have to specify them. Why skin? Have you remember, or do you remember about why we have included here skin, or in amphibians why the skin is acting as a respiratory organ? Yes, the answer is when they go for hibernation and estivation, that means summer sleep and winter sleep, they respire through their skin. Especially this feature we know related to frog. Next feature we will discuss related to circulatory system. The heart, that is 3-chambered here. Lastly, we have seen in Pisces group 2-chambered heart was present. Only 1 auricle and 1 ventricle, but here the heart is 3-chambered, that means 3 chambers are present, 2 auricles and 1 ventricle. Even some of the animals like crocodile, they have 4-chambered heart, but few exceptions are there, otherwise 3-chambered heart is found. Then one more term is regarding this group, which we have considered in Pisces group also. These animals are also cold-blooded animals. Cold-blooded, that means their body temperature, it fluctuates with the changing environment. They cannot maintain their body temperature. That means they are known as poikilothermic animals. Then about reproduction, always the sexes are separate. Now onwards the sexes will be separate. This is the advanced feature, and we are talking about now most advanced group of animals. So sexes will be separate. Fertilization is external, and they are oviparous. They lay egg, and the further development, which may be direct or indirect, it is observed. Mostly in frog we can see the larval stages. We all know about tadpoles. So tadpole is also one of the form of larval stage. Let us discuss about some examples. Firstly, I will tell you about the common names and then scientific name. Both are important to remember. First example is toad. Toad, we already we have seen near about our places, house or any of the garden and so on. So we are able to see toad, not frog. So toad, scientific name is Bufo. Frog is mostly found in forest, and there it is greenish in color. Its scientific name is Rana. Then tree frog, scientific name Hyla. Then salamander, its scientific name is same, salamander. Then one of the limbless amphibia, it just appear as snake, it is Ichthyophis. Its scientific name is Ichthyophis. So in this way there are many examples and many names which you will come to know. Now let us talk about a higher group, that is class Reptilia. They are showing more advanced feature as compared to amphibians. What is the meaning of Reptilia? Let us discuss. The class name Reptilia refers to their creeping or crawling mode of locomotion. They crawl on the surface, just like snake. The best example is snake. We all know how it crawls. Then crocodile, it is also included here. They are mostly terrestrial animals, and their body is covered by dry and cornified skin. Their body surface is rough. This is totally opposite feature as compared to amphibians. Then epidermal scales or scutes, they are also present. Then they do not have external ear opening. They are not observed. Just like lizard, you all have observed lizard. So it has no external ears, only a dot or pore like structure that is present, that is ear opening. Tympanum actually represents ear. Then limbs are present. They are of two pairs, forelimb and hind limb. Then heart is usually 3-chambered as we have seen in amphibians, but 4-chambered heart is present in crocodiles. Actually in last class amphibia मैंने आपको थोड़ा गलत बता दिया, तो वहाँ पे थोड़ा एक्सक्लूड कर देना ये पॉइंट क्रोकोडाइल वाला. एक्चुअली ये पॉइंट इसमें इंक्लूडेड है, सॉरी फॉर दैट. Then reptiles are also poikilothermic. That means they cannot maintain their body temperature. Their body temperature fluctuates or changes with the changing environment. Like if cold environment is there, their body temperature also lowers down. If hot temperature is there outside, that means in summer their body temperature also rises. So that means it changes according to the environment. Then if we see the next feature, then reproduction, the sexes are separate, fertilization is internal, they are also oviparous, and development is actually direct. Few example, let us discuss about it. Few of them I have told you, like crocodile, the scientific name is Crocodylus. Then similarly alligator, it is very much similar to the structure of crocodile, but only the anterior part is different. So its scientific name is also alligator. Then wall lizard, Hemidactylus. Then snake, that is Naza, poisonous snake, it is poisonous snake, Naza or cobra we can say. Then crate, Bangarus, and viper, Vipera. So very similar names. Then let us discuss about some more few examples, like turtle, it is found in aquatic medium. So its scientific name is Chilon. Then a normal tortoise, which is found on the land or terrestrial habitat, its scientific name is Testudo. Then tree lizard, chameleon, you are very much familiar, the diagram is also given in our book. And lastly garden lizard, and its scientific name is Calotus. So in this way there are so many examples which you have to remember. But one thing I want to tell, if this question is asked regarding the characteristic feature of any of the phylum or class, then maximum you have to quote 3 to 4 examples in each phylum or class. Okay, all examples are not compulsory to write. Next important class or group, that is aves. Commonly it is known as the group of birds. We are very much familiar with this word birds. As soon as this word comes in our mind, then immediately the wings, the feathers, and this type of creature it comes, like peacock, pigeon, sparrow, parrot. There are so many birds which we know about them. Then if we see the features, some important features, they are only related to their flying habitat. So actually they have aerial mode of life, they can fly. So all the features, all the spatial characteristics, they are regarding their flying habitat. So first and foremost is the presence of feathers, and most of them they can fly except some flightless birds like ostrich, emu, penguins, etc. They possess actually beak in the anterior part, and you must have observed they eat grains with the help of their beak. Then about their forelimbs, forelimbs are actually not present. The limbs which we are able to see, that is hind limb, only 2 legs we are able to observe. So what about forelimbs? Forelimbs are actually modified into wings. So those flying habitat, that is done by the modification of forelimb. So hind limbs, actually they have scales and they are modified for either walking, swimming, clasping, and just to hold the tree branches where they live. Then if we see their skin, skin is dry without glands, except some oil glands are present at the base of their tail region. Then endoskeleton, the skeleton which is present inside their body, actually bones and cartilage they are included. So here if we observe their bones, they are fully ossified, they are bony, and the long bones they are actually porous. So a special term is used here, pneumatic. Pneumatic means the cavities are found, the bones are actually porous, so that their weight can be reduced for flying, which is very much important point. Then digestive system, digestive tract of bird, actually they have some additional chamber known as crop and gizzard. They eat grains, but teeth are not present in the mouth or beak. So actually the grinding of the food, that is done in the gizzard portion, and crop that temporary stores it. Then if we talk about their circulatory system, heart is completely 4 chambered, it is fully advanced type. They are warm blooded, that means they are homeothermic animals, not poikilothermic. Now it is a change, this is a comparative point, this is a totally opposite point. Here they are warm blooded animals, that means they are able to maintain a constant body temperature. Respiration is actually by lungs, but besides lungs some more additional organs are present just to supplement the process of respiration, just to add or just to help the process of respiration. These special organs, they are known as air sacs. So they fill the air, and even the more and more air it can be utilized. Then about reproduction, sexes are separate, fertilization is internal, they are also oviparous, they lay egg, and the development is direct. So directly the bird, it comes out, it is actually hatched. So this word is properly used. Even parental care is also seen. Some examples, let us see. Mainly examples you know, but the scientific name, they are more important to learn. So first example is crow, scientific name is Corvus. Pigeon, scientific name is Columba. Parrot, scientific name is Psittacula. Ostrich, Struthio. Peacock, Pavo. Penguin, Aptenodytes, and lastly vulture, Neophron. So there are so many new words which you come to know today. So students, you are not supposed to draw the diagram, it is not compulsory, but only diagrams are given here for identifying them, and you already know it. So more important word is the scientific names. So students, another most important group, that is class Mammalia. They are the most advanced type of animals in the world. And even human beings, they are included in the same group known as Mammalia. What is the important identifying feature of Mammalia? The unique identifying feature or characteristic feature is presence of milk producing mammary glands, and these mammary glands, they are helpful in nourishing the young ones which are given birth, and mostly these mammary glands, they are active in females and they are only namesake in males. They are present but they are not functional. So this is one of the important feature. If we discuss about their habitat, they are found everywhere. They are omnipresent. They are found on land, water, air, even in very cold climate, very hot climate, like in deserts, mountains, forests, grasslands, caves. So everywhere they are found. Some few exceptional examples are also there, like whale, dolphin. They live in aquatic medium. They are just similar to fishes, but actually they are mammals. Even bat, that is its function is very much similar to birds, but actually it is not a bird, it is a mammal. Most other features, they are resembling to mammals. Only appearance wise it is similar to bird, but it is a mammal. So these few exceptional example also you have to remember. Then if we see their limbs, two pair of limbs are present. They are adapted either for walking, running, climbing, burrowing, swimming, flying, because of different habitats. Then the skin of mammals is very unique because it possesses hair. This is also one of the important feature of class Mammalia. Then external ears, next point, external ears known as pinna, they are present. कितनी बार ऐसा होता है कि आप बचपन में अगर आपके पेरेंट्स या टीचर्स डांट लगाते हैं तो आपके कान खींचते हैं. सो दैट इज एक्चुअली अ पिन्ना. देन डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ टीथ आर प्रेजेंट इन द जॉज, like incisors, canines, molars and premolars. So this is also one of the important feature. Then if we see the circulatory system, heart is four chambered. This feature is very much similar in with class Aves. They are also homeothermic. So these two features are exactly similar to class Aves we have discussed right now. So heart is four chambered, two auricles and two ventricles, and homeothermous nature, that means they can maintain their body temperature. It doesn't fluctuates with the changing environment. We all know we maintain our body temperature, it is 37 degree almost. Then respiration is by lungs. Sexes are separate, fertilization is internal, and very important developmental process, that is they are viviparous. That means in the mother's body the fully developed child, that is it is present, and after development it can the animals or the human beings, they give rise to the birth of the young one. So directly the development is completed inside the mother's body and then they are given birth. So this nature is viviparous. Exceptions are there. One of the oviparous mammal I will tell you, that is duckbill platypus. It is actually a connecting link. This is another topic. We are not merging here. Only for identification I will be telling you the example. That is platypus. Its scientific name is Ornithorhynchus and it is a oviparous. This is an exception. Otherwise all are viviparous, like kangaroo. The scientific name is Macropus. Then flying fox. These are some typical examples. Otherwise common examples are also there, but these are some typical examples. Flying fox, pteropus, then camel, camelus, monkey, macaque, then rat, ratus. Please observe their habitat also. सब अलग अलग मीडियम से लिए हैं. आप देखो kangaroo, it is only found in Australia. It has typical climate. Then camel in desert, monkey in they live on the trees, that means arboreal habitat है. Then rat, it lives in the holes. तो इस तरह से अलग अलग एग्जाम्पल लिए हैं. कॉमन एग्जाम्पल में डॉग, which scientific name is canis, cat, scientific name is felis, elephant, elephas, horse, icus. Then the dolphin, which is a common dolphin, it is delphinus, blue whale, Balanoptera, tiger, Panthera tigris, lion, Panthera leo. So in this way there are so many examples, but few important examples they are discussed here, and you have to remember all of them. So students, as usual I have shown you how to write point wise for each and every class, starting with the mammalia I have shown you firstly, then amphibia. In this way all the point wise, all the important points about the limbs, about the body divided into head and trunk, then presence or absence of tail. So all these features you have to highlight it, you have to point wise write down in exam also. And special features I am telling you along with the description as well as their examples, like toad, frog, tree frog. So in this way all examples are also important. Then in this way I have shown you how to write about reptilia. So all the point wise special points you may underline also, or you may highlight also, but make your own ways how to remember all these points, but do write again and again. And all these points are important to write for your homework or assignment also. So in this way every Wednesday you are supposed to submit the homework. So all these points write down as such, so that it will become easy for you to copy down. That's why I have shown you how to write down. So in this way today now we are ending the chapter also. We have completed today class amphibia, then reptilia, then aves, and then mammalia. Actually the same sequence you have to manage, because you can't change the sequence, it is totally depending upon the evolution process. And in this way only if a question is asked, then you can tell that amphibia comes first, that means it has some few primitive features as compared to reptilia, aves and mammals, like this. Now in last slide I have shown you how the common few points you can summarize or remember. So some few terms they are also highlighted, like in amphibia body is divided into only two parts, head and trunk. Then one more special term, that is tympanum, and lastly cloaca, presence of cloaca. So in this way there are so many important terms which you can highlight or you can write. If we see for reptiles, then scales or scutes they are present. Then if we see in aves, wings are present, feathers, beak, then even the pneumatic bones. In this way four chambered heart, viviparous, oviparous, then homeothermic, poikilothermic. So all these important points are very important to learn for exam also and for small answer type also. So students, okay, in last some few questions from exercise you are supposed to write down in your classwork or homework. That is question 8, question 11, 13 and 14. Otherwise all the topics which I have explained you, they are very important. Any question from them also that can be asked. The exercise are not only important but they are just for telling you how the questions are asked, but there are so many other questions which can be asked from the chapter within. So complete it all the work, and today we are ending our chapter here. So in next session we will start with new chapter. Till then, take care. Bye bye students.